When things go wrong, they can go very, very wrong. Welcome back, guitarists of the internet. Today I want to talk about some things which can go wrong in your life as a guitarist and how to cope with them, you know, like a professional musician would cope with them. Remember to subscribe for weekly guitar related videos. I go live every Friday at 4 PM GMT, and if you have any comments about this video or any of the others, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Let's begin. Ugh, that's disgusting. You break a string mid-performance. Most guitarists will bring a spare guitar to a gig and change in the middle of a song as quickly and as subtly as they possibly can, but I realise this isn't really an option for every guitarist. If you do happen to break a string and you don't have a spare with you, the only thing you can realistically do whilst maintaining the image of a professional musician is to carry on with the song. Chances are the audience won't hear a difference, but if you start making a lot of fuss, they will definitely see what's going on and see that there's a problem and see that you're not really handling it very well. On the flip side, if you do make it to the end of a song with a broken string, you're going to look like a real champion. What you do after that song is pretty much up to you. If your band can vamp for a few minutes whilst you change a string and tune it up, then that's amazing. Do that. Otherwise, you might just have to cope for the rest of your set with a broken string. The good news is most of the notes that you'll be missing will exist somewhere else on the guitar. So, yeah, I guess you should know your songs well enough to be able to adapt them. One of your bandmates forgets part of a song. Awkward. Well, I guess it depends on the kind of gig or the kind of song. Is anyone actually going to notice if that particular instrument stops playing completely or plays the wrong thing for part of a song? If they're not going to notice, then do that. Or you could try and subtly suggest to the rest of your band that they wrap the song up early, or subtly let the band member know the chords they've forgotten, or the lyrics they've forgotten, or the section or the rhythm, whatever it is they've forgotten. The important word there is subtly. What you don't want to do is make a massive fuss or, you know, assault them or anything like that. If it's a really important gig and it's really important that you look like you know what you're doing, I guess your bandmate's going to have to mime. And yeah, you might need to be the one to tell them that. You're constantly asked to play a song you hate. It might be a song you wrote and now, for whatever reason, resent, or it could be whatever Ed Sheeran song. Just don't be a diva, yeah? Like, if you wrote it, it might be polite to play it because it'll be a fan that's asking you to play it, and you do owe your fans more than your new material or whatever material you enjoy playing. If it's a song you didn't write, then just politely decline. Like, the key word here is politeness. Just don't be that guitarist. No one wants to be that guitarist. You lose a pick on stage. If you're one of those guitarists who only ever uses a single pick, then you kind of deserve this. Buy loads. Buy loads of picks and store them everywhere. You can get them pretty cheap if you want to have like your band logo or your website or your name printed on them. They're not actually that expensive, even with printing. And then you just stick them everywhere on stage, on the mic stands, on your guitar itself, have loads in your pocket on top of an amplifier, in your drummer's mouth. Just have them everywhere, yeah? Easy. There's no excuses for this. Last minute gig changes. If you're booked to show up at a certain time for a gig, then that's the time you need to show up. However, you do need to make yourself easily contactable just in case, you know, something goes wrong on the day. If you need to put your foot down with the promoter and say, sorry, we have to turn up at the time we originally said, then that's something you've got to do. Promoters shouldn't really be making any changes on the day itself, and they need to be able to deal with it if you can't work within whatever they need to change. That wasn't a very well put together sentence, but I think you know what I mean. If, however, there's a change to the lineup, that could be a little different. Maybe check that the new band aren't like Nazi punks or something. In that case, it might be worth ducking out because that could really hurt your reputation. If it happens to be a band that you have beef with or you don't like for whatever reason, then you need to act professional and just not let that get in the way. Just deal with it like an adult and don't start playing fisticuffs. You can slag the band off on the car ride home, easy. That actually happened to me once when I used to promote gigs. There was a band I booked who had to pull out because of illness, I think, so I found a replacement. but apparently one of the previously booked bands didn't like the replacement band, so they didn't turn up. But they also didn't tell me that they weren't turning up, so there was just a gap in the night, which was awkward. But it's fine, because they all work in a supermarket now. Good job. Well done. I guess no one booked them because they were terrible people. Someone is taking credit for your music. Maybe they've ripped off your song, or they've re-uploaded your music video to YouTube, or they're just claiming that they had some part in writing it. If it's someone you know in person, then you need to approach them in person and calmly ask them, well, calmly, but clearly ask them to stop. And if they don't, then you make it clear that you will pursue legal action, and that's usually the point where they will actually stop. If it's the case that they've written a very similar song to yours, then it's basically a race to whoever can publish that song first. So what you want to do is make a really simple music video and upload it to YouTube. In the eyes of the law, in most cases, whoever publishes the song first in some way will own the copyright. If it's a re-upload to YouTube, then what you need to do is flag the video on YouTube as being your copyright, your property. The procedure is pretty straightforward, and for all their faults, YouTube are pretty good at handling copyright issues, at least from the perspective of the copyright holder, that is. Don't just leave it, because that person could potentially be making money off of your work. Or if it's someone that you know in person who is claimed to have some part in writing a song, they could be telling people all sorts of untruths about your band, and people will think they're true because this person apparently helped write whatever song. So that could actually be really damaging to your reputation. So yeah, you need to tread on that as quickly as can. If, however, someone's using your music to create a review of some kind, then that's a different issue. You probably want to let them have it, even if they're being really mean. At a session or in a band, you may be asked to play something simple. Ooh, something so simple you consider it beneath you. Again, don't be a diva. If you seriously don't want to play simple music and you really don't need the paycheck, then let me know. I'll do it. Easy. Happily as well. You can't hear yourself on stage. That'll happen, but it's an easy fix. Literally, ask your sound tech through the mic if you can hear a bit more of yourself through the monitors. What you don't want to do is make rude or stupid gestures at the sound tech. Their job is to make sure that the audience can hear your band. They don't actually give a crap if you can hear yourself, especially if you're being rude. So don't annoy your sound tech. Never go into a gig assuming that the sound tech is going to be unprofessional though, whether it's in the way they act or in the quality of work that they do. However, the following is something that happened to me. Somehow, the sound tech has taken a clean signal out of your amp. That can happen if they put a DI box before your guitar amp rather than using a line output or, you know, a microphone, and it'll sound awful, especially when it comes to solo time. Yeah, that happened to me once, but luckily it was a daytime gig for the benefit of student sound technicians, so we kind of expected things like that to happen, but it sounded hilarious. And if that happens to you, please just find it funny. It'll be awkward, especially at first, but please just smile, laugh, carry on. If you get angry at a gig, it's going to spoil it for everyone, but if you find it funny, then everyone's going to have a laugh and a good time, and no one is really harmed, are they? So those are some things that can and will go wrong in your life as a musician or guitarist, some of which have happened to me. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing, because I put out new videos every Friday at 4 PM GMT about guitar and guitar-related things. Please leave comments in the comment section below. That is what it's for. Hit the like button as well, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Toodaloo.